One of the things I get asked quite a lot by mortgage brokers and financial advisors who are looking to generate more leads is, should they be using Google Ads or is it better to use Facebook ads? And this question actually came up most recently last week on the group coaching call that I ran for members of my Predictable Pipeline program. And one of the members there, a lady called India, she asked this exact question of whether it would be more effective to use Facebook ads or use Google ads for her lead generation as a mortgage broker. So as it's a question that comes up quite a lot, I thought it would be useful if I just put together this video showing that short clip from last week's group coaching call where India asked that question and I gave my answer to it. So India, do you want to, because I actually scribbled a couple of things but can't read my own writing, do you want to tell everyone what your three questions were?
Yep, sure. So I was wondering if Facebook ads are as effective as Google, and if it's worth planning in some of those once we've kind of got the Google ads sorted, or if it's better to put more budget into Google ads, I suppose. So that's one of the questions.
Yeah, shall I do that one first?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so are they as effective? They're differently effective.
Okay.
Let's hedge my bets and put it that way. So
yeah,
the big thing to remember is when someone sees your Google ad, they've gone to Google and typed in, I need to speak to a mortgage broker, or they've typed in something that indicates they want to speak to a mortgage broker, and they have proactively done that. So someone who sees your Google ad, in theory, should be much more ready to speak to you than someone who's come from something like Facebook, for reasons I'll come to in a second.
So they're much further down the funnel.
Exactly, yeah. So in terms of the funnel or the buyer journey, or whatever you want to call it, they are at the point where particularly if they've typed in something like mortgage broker for NHS staff or mortgage broker for company directors, the fact they've included the word mortgage broker in there, why would you do that unless you want to talk to a mortgage broker? Yeah. So there's a much, much greater chance that they are ready to take that next step of filling in your form, picking up the phone, whatever. Now, obviously you pay a premium for that. Google ads are more expensive than Facebook ads. Okay. But that's because if you're doing it right and you're getting those kind of people, you should get a return on investment and a higher conversion rate. You should get a faster return on investment and a higher conversion rate. Now, Facebook ads, very different ball game, because no one goes to Facebook to find a mortgage broker. They are on Facebook to do something else, generally something, just leisure related or passing time or whatever. And so if they do see your advert, it is interrupting what they came there to do. All right. So it's the cold call, or the door-to-door salesperson knocking on your door. All right. Now, it's not quite as bad as that, because as we talked about earlier on, either you or the algorithm is hopefully targeting it. So at least you're knocking on doors where they might have some interest in a mortgage, but it's still interrupting them in the middle of whatever else they're doing. So you're unlikely from Facebook to get someone to take that big leap from, I wasn't thinking about mortgages at the moment, to I'm going to talk to this broker whose advert's just popped up. And that's why if you're going to do Facebook advertising, you need to have the kind of more steps in the process. I can't remember if you were on that call we did last month about Facebook ad funnels, but if you weren't, definitely worth going back and watching that one. It was from about the beginning of Feb. But what I was saying there in a nutshell was you have to offer something lower commitment, like a free guide, rather than trying to get an appointment. Get them to download your free guide, your lead magnet from your Facebook ad, and then use follow-up emails or further, got you, Keith, or further adverts to then try and get them to the next stage. Okay, Keith was just saying in the chat his battery's dying, so he's disappearing. So yeah, you have to start off and take them in smaller steps, basically.
Okay, so it's about nurturing them then after that. So
exactly,
putting them into an email sequence or
so it takes longer to get them to talk to you.
Yeah.
But the cost per lead
is a lot lower. Yeah.
There is an argument that says as well that although they're going to take longer before they talk to you, once they do talk to you, they may be better quality leads because they've had a month, 3 months, 6 months worth of your email nurture. And so they've had more time to get to know, like, and trust you and buy into you and your firm before they contact you.
Okay.
So for all those reasons, the fact there are pros and cons to both the Google ads and the Facebook ads, my advice is certainly to test out both of them.
Yeah.
And a lot of people end up running both, ongoing,
Yeah.
because they've each got their pros and cons.
And what sort of budget would you start with on Facebook?
That's
If
the
you
other
just say you just wanted to target one niche, so let's use equity release, because that's something we've been doing on Google
with
Ads.
Facebook, you can start with as little as £5 a day on Facebook. That's the other nice thing about it. So you don't need to have loads and loads of money behind it. But yeah, £5 to £10 a day is plenty if you're doing that kind of lead magnet campaign. And generally it's a good idea not to have all your marketing eggs in one basket. So if you've got Google ads running and Facebook ads running, you might have 1 week and Google's doing really well and Facebook isn't, and another week when Facebook's doing really well but Google's not so good, and some weeks when they're both doing well. So you've got more
spreading the risk.
Yeah. So my advice would be to do both. But I generally say to prioritize the Google stuff, because that will bring you in leads the quickest. And most brokers I talk to want to get something happening as quickly as possible, and that's why they've joined a program like this, because they want to get something happening quickly. But so Google Ads is better for that, but certainly don't rule out Facebook, and look at doing that as well. But you do need to have that kind of funnel in place.
So I hope you found that answer that I gave there during last week's group coaching call for the Predictable Pipeline Program members useful, and that it's given you some ideas for whether you should use Facebook ads or Google ads or both for your own lead generation. If you did find that useful, please give the video a thumbs up, and also consider subscribing to the channel and clicking the bell notification icon so as you're the first to know whenever I put out new content like this. If you've got any questions or comments about anything I said in this video, then please do leave them down below and I'll get back to you. And I'll also include below a link where you can get more details about the Predictable Pipeline Program and how you could become a member of that yourself, so as you could get whatever questions you have about digital marketing answered by me in those future group coaching calls. And I'll also include a link to an article I wrote a while ago that goes into a bit more detail about the differences between Facebook ads and Google ads and which is best for mortgage lead generation. Thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you again soon.